back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for the bronze medal final between the All Black Sevens and Los Pumas Sevens here. Two sides that have had decent moments throughout this competition, but unfortunately both came up short in their semi-finals, so now get to face each other for the last time. And Dubai for New Zealand starting lineup, it is Tony Nashu, Dylan Collier, Andrew Newstub, Gray, McGarvey Black, Tamatine, and Maka. So going with a bit of a mix of those experienced heads, as well as a couple of the new names for Argentina. Santiago Verafeld moves into the starting side alongside Germain Schultz and Matthias Azutzuk. Mari is there as the captain, Luciano Gonzalez and Marcos Maneta alongside Palandini to close out this Puma side. So both teams very capable of getting themselves a win here. The last time that they have played, in fact, the last two times, it has gone in favour of Argentina. And in their last 5 meetings, New Zealand have only got themselves one win. That was in Hong Kong. But this is Dubai. And it's a tough day at the office already. The fact that this will be the third game for these sides. Argentina, they had a tough contest up against the Fijians in their semis. New Zealand, they have been beaten twice by the Spanish in the same competition, which has pretty much taken New Zealand out and given Spain the golden opportunity to go all the way for this competition. But off the benches, Brady Rush is there for New Zealand alongside Cody Vai and also Sione Mulia, whereas for the Argentines, they've got some pretty decent options there. Fraha, Alvarez, and Tobias Wade, another man as a notable player to come on very late. But both teams now making their way out of the tunnel at the Sevens Stadium in Dubai next week. We will get to see Cape Town be the host. Overall, for the Dubai Sevens, in terms of the atmosphere, it has looked like a pretty awesome day. Overall, for the Sevens, we look through at the New Zealand record. They lost up against Spain, 26 points to 14. They then lost to Fiji, and then they lost to Spain. So the only teams that New Zealand have lost to are actually the ones who have made it through to the final. Whereas for the Argentines, they were on a match winning streak of 4 up until their last game up against Fiji, where Fiji came out firing. And even though Argentina scored themselves the 41, Fiji was still in the 40s with the end points for that game. We are just about to get underway for this match. Argentina will be kicking off this one from right to left. This is to give a side third place in Dubai, and of course it may not sound like a lot now, but as you get further through the competition, as those points start to matter more and more, could be absolutely crucial for either of these teams. Now Santiago Mari does kick it off down towards New Zealand's 22, and it's well taken and a good shot coming in on Gray. He asked a lot of pressure on a couple of these newer names for New Zealand. Big attack and run forward was Tamatine. Now back across to the right-hand side. New Zealand just looking for that next gap to open up, and Roy McGarvey Black has been brilliant at it throughout Dubai, being able to get that line break for New Zealand, and it looks like he's going to try it again here. Now running backwards currently, New Zealand only 5 metres out from their line. They normally look pretty comfortable here, even though they should be a little bit nervous with how close to their own line that they are. But nice attack and run forward from Dylan Collier, who's going to be dragged down. Aisho Smith went to New Zealand. Did you meet him, mate? See his Rapid X7? I did not know, but I did see that he had some problems with a visa in the end because they considered him doing streaming as working. But that's going to be a great break-in run here for New Zealand. Not quite enough pace. He's going to be dragged down and gets the offload now to Jack Gray. 25 metres out from the line, still keeping this ball alive for New Zealand. Tamatine. Now Collier's going to try a cross kick. That is so risky, but it almost worked out for New Zealand, but the knock-on is there. Vamos, New Zealand, let's go, says Blues Nate. And good morning, says Rapid in there. And I'm back, says Daniel. Welcome back. Good morning, says Craig. And the chat as well. Welcome in. Yeah, nice early morning start, this one here in New Zealand. 4:06 a.m. currently as it is sitting. Just looking for that next passing option. New Zealand made a lot of meters there, but it all could have gone wrong with one missed pass or one cross kick that didn't quite reach the hands of the Kiwis. They would have been outnumbered. Just got their errors per game this weekend. New Zealand have made 3.4, which is 10th in the overall standings. Argentina, the second best in terms of their errors. And whatnot. Happy birthday, mate. Just 2 days after the Cape Town Sevens. Will it be my birthday? As you said earlier, always when it is your birthday, then it's the HSBC Sevens. Well, my friend, you are not alone, says Vaughan. And there as well. So hopefully you have got something nice planned for your birthday, just around the corner. Only Argentina in position for their first time in this match. Vetterfeld. Now Palandini, Marcos Maneta shifting it across to the left-hand side. Playing from deep inside of their own 22 currently. Here comes Luciano Gonzalez, but the penalty, little bit of push and shove by the sounds of it. I think Tomatine causing a few problems here. It might even be a yellow card for him. The way that the ref was looking at him, it is going to be the yellow card, a little bit high for the tackle on Luciano Gonzalez. Yep, hit him on the chin, so an understandable one there every time. It's my birthday, then it's the Cape Town Sevens League, says Vaughan. And when it's the Cape Town Sevens, says Daniel. So it's next weekend that it has taken place. So, yeah, it's not too far away at all that we do get to see sides back in Cape Town. Looks like Luciano Gonzalez is staying down for just a little bit longer. Hopefully he will be all right to continue, as he has been such a key for the Pumas in the way that they have attacked throughout this competition. But he has stayed down. Okay, so the referee's telling him to hurry up. So, yeah, hopefully he's going to be all right. He's still down, Luciano Gonzalez. I would think if he was down for that long that maybe an HIA wouldn't be a terrible idea. It looks like it is going to be a scrum feed now. New Zealand will be playing with only the 6 men on the field. Gonzalez still trying to shake off the cobwebs as he joins up for the scrum here. Happy birthday, Amateurs Mikhail. Thank you very much. Now ready to go for the scrum. Tomatine off the field for the next 2 minutes. Gives Los Pumas a great attacking chance. Palandini, he's going to go short side. Now Rui McGarvey Black, he has it covered. Manages to hold him up for a little bit of time. Now they look to shift it away to the right here, Argentina. They're already doing a lot better than they did up against the Fijians, in which in that game it was just try after try after try, completely taken off their feet. Luciano Gonzalez, another big shot coming in on him. Tony Nyashu finishes the job. New stub joins the breakdown, but can't get it. Loose ball from Argentina, having to wait for it to bounce back up there. Was the captain, Mari. Stepping again for the Argentines now on the halfway line. Rush defense from New Zealand works well. Another offload coming though from Argentina. Another step two. Not really making those meters as of yet, but soon. No, they've given the ball up. And New Zealand have got possession back with Dylan Collier. Hanging on to that ball well. Counter ruck coming from Argentina, but they will be penalised for it for not rolling away. 4 minutes through in this game. Just seems like one little error soon will pretty much burst this game wide open. Greetings from Christchurch, lad. And happy birthday, says NZ lad. And there as well. So yeah, we'll be going home from Christchurch today. A little bit later on, probably at about 11 a.m. Somewhere around there. And happy birthday, Amish, says Marika. Thank you very much. Currently 2 minutes 40 remaining in this first half. Still nil all between these two sides. New Zealand with the line out thrown. They have made their way back to 7-on-7 now. Not a lot happened throughout that time that Tomatine was not there on the field. Where are you from? Says NZ Lad. A little bit further south, kind of about 3 hours or so further south of Christchurch. Now going to the left-hand side, Tony Nashu. That's going to be a loose ball. Marcos Maneta, both men going for the kick. Him and Jack Gray, and both missing it. But it's bounced up now for Los Pumas. 40 metres from their own line now. Luciano Gonzalez gets through 2 tackles. Tomatine is going to be tackling. But this could be a great chance for Argentina. Herman Schultz gets the offload up to Azad Souk. Looping around. Was there obstruction? Ref says no. And with 100 seconds remaining on the clock, it's going to be another try in favour of Argentina. I got there the clapping from Seba, but great try for Matthias Azadsuk. There's a little bit of feistiness in here at the moment. I used to do football, tennis, cricket streams before. Says NZ Lad. We've done like one football stream in our time, and that was on the Kiwi Lad Sport channel, but we've done a bit of cricket in the past. Haven't done any tennis, just because tennis is one of those ones, it's very hard to do the commentary without people being able to see it, just because, of course, people want to know exactly what is happening. But yeah, it's very hard to communicate what's happening in a game of tennis without it sounding like you're just repeating yourself if they're going forehand, etc. But now 1 minute remaining. Kick down towards New Zealand's 22. Well taken by Andrew Newstub, who's met with a big shot coming in from Santiago Alvarez. He's going for a little bit of a counter ruck as well. The All Black Sevens. Now Roy McGarvey Black just cuts through, tries to go for the offload. It's going to be knocked on by Maka. And now New Zealand have got themselves a scrum to defend. Are you planning to travel any country next year, mate? Says NZ Lad. Not hugely, like maybe if anywhere, maybe Australia, but I don't think that's really on the cards for 2025. But perhaps a couple places in New Zealand we might look at for a bit of a holiday. Who's winning, says Marika. At the moment, the score is 7-0 in favour of the Argentines. So they are sitting quite nicely at the moment over New Zealand with 6 seconds remaining. Looks like there is another injury. Santiago Verafeld has to make his way off the field with a bit of a bleeding nose. They're trying their best to patch that up for him. So you're from South. What cities do you visit in northern New Zealand? Says NZ Lad. Honestly, not a huge amount. This is my first time in Christchurch in probably maybe a good year or two. But yeah, not really too many ventures north as of late. So I feel like that's something that I wouldn't mind changing in 2025. When is the final? Says Daniel. The final will be taking place in about 53 minutes' time. So we're not too far away. There's also the women's final taking place between New Zealand and Australia. And that one will be starting in about 22 minutes. So we've got a little bit of a break between the two live streams in terms of the end of this game and the next one. But New Zealand in action back to back now. Another attack and run from Maka. Gets it away to Andrew Newstub. This has been very strong defence from Los Pumas, doing a lot better than they did in their game up against the Fijians. New Zealand still going backwards. 7-0 though, in favour of the Argentines. Maka gets it out wide. It was forward, and that is going to be the end of the half. Reading plenty birthday wishes. I only found out now, not earlier, sorry. Very, very happy birthday, Hamish from Durban, says Brian. Thank you very much, mate. And to be fair, in South Africa, it's not quite my birthday. So you're not really, I guess you could say, you're not really late because it hasn't happened yet in your time zone. So you're all good in that regard. Happy birthday, Hamish. Says Gus, thank you very much. You're the only one who doesn't feel sad when we lose a match, which shows you're mature. No offense or anything. Says NZ Lad. But yeah, like at the end of the day, whether it's sevens or it's cricket or anything along those lines, like every once in a while, a loss is not exactly a bad thing. You know, New Zealand, they'll look at their games up against Spain and go, what are we doing wrong here? Because to lose to them twice, you know, it's going to be an interesting one. Definitely if they're in the same group for Cape Town, that's going to make it intriguing. No account interesting, says Blues Nate. And we have got there, how old are you, mate? Says Marika, I am currently now 25. A quarter of the way to the century. Our second half not too far from starting up. 7-0 at the moment for Argentina, and they will look to just continue building a little bit of momentum here. But it's definitely Argentina's game to lose, I would say, at this current point in time, because New Zealand haven't really found their rhythm as of yet. Hamish is a very neutral commentator. Says Brian there. Well, we've always tried to be right down the middle, and I feel like in this game you almost wouldn't even know that New Zealand were playing in it with how we've called it. IPL New Zealand on 6 odds, says Martin in. And if you tried to defend against Noah Lyles, would you pocket him? Says NZ Lad. So Noah Lyles, he's the sprinter, isn't he, from the USA? I mean, we've seen Perry Baker show off his pure pace in sevens, and it can work to your advantage, but sometimes, depending on that step, that's the big one. Like, yes, if you're in the great space on the outside, you're probably going to win the foot race when it comes to an athlete like him winning the foot race, that is. But, if you shut him down early, then that's when the danger comes because, of course, you end up luring in two men to the same tackle, and then if he can get that offload away, it's a very good day for the USA. But now Argentina are in position here, looking for the pass in behind. No one really there for it, but it's going to be picked up again. There's been quite a bit of that today in terms of resetting after missing a pass. Almost like they're just hoping the opposition didn't really notice that it happened. And once again, Argentina just throwing that ball into touch. No one getting it, although actually they've called it as a knock-on against New Zealand here. And last year, when we lost the World Cup final against South Africa, I was having a bit of tears. Says NZ Lab, $1 bet just for fun, says Martin N. In terms of the IPL, New Zealand on 6 odds. I did see that for Spain to beat New Zealand in the semis was actually paying $4.80. And then Kenya to win was paying $3, and Fiji to win was $3. So all three of the underdogs in those games ended up winning. With 6 minutes remaining now. A lot of experience for that Argentine head coach. Now feeding the ball in. Palindini playing him a little bit early there from New Zealand. And once again, another poor penalty to end up giving away. 5.5 minutes left in this contest. They've just said that the sting has been taken out of this game a little bit. It's quite scrappy between these two sides. Once again, booting that one into touch for Argentina. A few of the more experienced heads are actually the ones for New Zealand that are giving away the most errors in this game. Adewale, you're almost 1 year older than me. 9 days' time, back in South Africa, I will turn 24. Says Vaughan. And Olympic hangovers for New Zealand, says Blues Nate. Now going back across to the right-hand side on the halfway line, Los Pumas. They're going to shift it back the opposite direction. So now Uzzad Suk going to run it straight, and a two-man tackle made by Tomatine and also Dylan Collier. The penalty again will go the way of Argentina. What time is the final, says Marek? The final will be kicking off at around 5:08 a.m. New Zealand time. So, yeah, it's not too far away, probably about 50 minutes, somewhere around there. And then before that, we've actually got the match in 17 minutes' time between New Zealand and Australia for the women's final, if that is the one you're talking about too. But yeah, Fiji versus Spain will be, actually it might be at around 5:11 a.m. might be the exact time that it is taking place, which I think is 4:11 a.m. in Fiji. It's a nice early morning start. Palindini, Argentina are inside of the 22. Now getting ready to throw this ball in, and it is nicely claimed by Los Pumas. Wide cut-out pass doesn't work out, and New Zealand, they've got the interception. It's going to be a foot race. Marcos Maneta, pure pace from that man, manages to cut off Maka, who went for the offload, and it's a knock-on from the Rohi McGarvey Black. So a brilliant try-saving tackle made by Marcos Maneta. Outstanding chase, never gave up, and manages to stop New Zealand from getting a breakaway try. I'm watching 17 years old. In some years, I might quit watching sports or playing, but it's a once in a time of adventure in your life. Says NZ Lad. But just great work from Marcos Maneta to get back there and cover that one. And then also then the error to come for New Zealand, not able to get that next pass away that they were after. It was perfect work from Marcos Maneta there. So Palindini has made his way from the field. Same with Rohi McGarvey Black, who certainly hasn't had as much of an impact in this game as he did in his past performance up against South Africa. Now Argentina with the ball in hand, only 10 metres out from their line. They've had a lot of poor passing in this game compared to what we are used to seeing for Argentina. Perhaps just a little bit of rust, seeing as it is the first leg of the Sevens, but you would assume that that will continue to improve, as the competitions do wear on. Oh, some big contact coming with Argentina just on their own 22-metre line, trying to pierce the gap. Not quite able to do so. Good low tackle made by by Tomatine. Now going back across to the right-hand side, another big shot coming in from Dylan Collier, who wanted to rip it off him. New Zealand getting in the breakdown, and they've given away yet again another penalty. Do you think you will ever reach 1 million subs since you're a chill man? Honestly, I don't think so. Like, as a realistic look of it, I just don't know whether or not what we do has a big enough market to reach that stage. Like 100,000, I think one day will be doable, but yeah, I'm not too sure about 1 million unless we were to do something else as well that would like elevate the viewership, if that makes sense. But I'm more than happy with where we are currently, and like that is all that really matters. Tomatine making its way from the field. Time sticking by. New Zealand hurry up, says Blues Nate. Yeah, currently 2 minutes remaining on the clock. New Zealand having a lot of errors per game. The season is going to be a Matty Levi and Marcos Maneta show. And bro, New Zealand is bad, says Martin N. Yeah, they certainly haven't played well throughout this contest. Now chance here for Argentina to throw the ball in. Nicely taken that line out time. Now Tobias Wade. On to the left. Flapping around beautifully. Now great step and coming from Santiago Verafeld. Puts the pass on the outside to Augustin Fraha with the inside ball to Azutsukia. They're looking for the bronze, Argentina, and they're only one try away from maybe cementing a great attack and run up the middle yet again. Now Fraha going to the short side with the pick and go, and it'll be over. And it's the try for the Pumas, their second of the match. That's going to put New Zealand under a huge amount of pressure with 90 seconds remaining. How will you react if you somehow manage to reach round of 16 of the FIFA World Cup? But in 2027, are we winning the treble cricket World Cup, Rugby World Cup? Are you reaching 1 million subs? I mean, I'd be very surprised. Definitely at that last one. But who knows? Sport's a very unpredictable game. And I think that the Sevens is proving that time and time again. That kick is good from Argentina. So that'll make the score now 14-0. My goodness, I woke up to this. And that if Antoine Dupont doesn't return to the series, says Vaughan. Now 1 minute remaining left. The time has been turned off again. So the next game that we have got, ladies and gentlemen, will be starting in 12 minutes' time. Obviously, I've still got the last 60 seconds of this one as well, but they can't beat Fiji, says Marika. Yeah, I feel like this is definitely their bigger game that we're seeing from Argentina. They were just behind from the get-go up against Fiji in the last game in the semi-final and just couldn't find a way of getting back into it. But New Zealand would need 2 quick-fire tries in the next 30 seconds if they want any chance of winning this game and getting the bronze. But it just doesn't seem that likely now. Definitely not with 25 seconds remaining. Do you mind if I give you a challenge? That will completely depend on what the challenge is. Now Lewis Ormond sitting out wide. Nicely worked forward on the halfway line. Going to the right. Cody Vai goes back across. Nice step from Brady. Rush gets it off to Vai. Can New Zealand at least get 1 try here? They've knocked the ball on. No, they're going to receive the penalty, though. Now we have got there the bronze medal from Seba. And there, yeah, it's been a very well-controlled game by Argentina. New Zealand making a lot of mistake. Can you do mewing or clap? I know that mewing's something to do with your chin, but honestly, I don't know exactly what it is. And clapping, I assume, is not what I think it is, because, oh, that sounded like an awful whistle from the referee. But still the penalty to the New Zealand. They want to get out of this game without a 0 next to their name. As always, our New Zealand girls always got to bring home for New Zealand, says Blues Nate. Nice step from Andrew Newstub over the ball this time for Argentina, and they will get the ball this time. Are they going to kick it into touch? I feel like it's a smarter option. They may look to have one last attack. Okay, well, mate, hope you didn't mind the challenge. Says NZ Lad. No offense, but South Africa 12-11 New Zealand. So no offense, but I assume that's the Rugby World Cup final score that you are talking, possibly. But now Argentina, they are successful in this game, 14 points to 0, and they will get themselves the bronze. New Zealand finished 4th in the overall standings, and just going a little bit further down, it is France in 5th, South Africa in 6th, in terms of those rankings. And of course, that final is just around the corner that we will be covering on the channel as well. But nonetheless, I do appreciate you all being here. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are returning in 10 minutes' time for that final between New Zealand and Australia. But thank you all very much for being here. I will see you all for the next one.